bleeding hell, I feel like the harbinger of doom. It's a third one this week that's dropped off the list. Um, this is someone most people wouldn't have heard of. A fellow called Mick Underwood. He's a drummer. I think he's most famous. Most people would know him from Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. I think he was in that band for a while, but then which UK musician didn't go through that band? So this band, this is not the original artwork. This is a Japanese with an obi reissue from the mid 70s. The original album came out in, here's, see on the back there, there's, it's not a, it's a bit of a distorted representation, but it was that famous Hypnosis album cover of pterodactyls flying up through the chasms of New York or someplace. Brilliant, brilliant album cover. This is, obviously because it went out of, what do you call it, copyright or something, that they got the rights in Japan. Who did this? I think it was CBS. I'm not going to open it because the OB will fall off. EMI. EMI. This, what I've got to say about this is it's an EMI Harvest reissue from '76. Now, I had the UK one, which I gave to my nephew, which I doubt he even liked it because I don't think Hammond organ driven rock is his thing, but I was trying to turn him on to them. But this, it sounded okay. I see I've got the Quatermass CD reissue from about 20 years ago. It sounds okay, but you just can't get it loud enough. It just won't go that extra yard, which is, at least it proves they didn't put the loudness filter on it. But this is the most best sounding version. This is killer. This is, I think it was 1976 Harvest reissue through Japan. The sound quality on this is mind-bogglingly good. It is so good. So on the back there we have Mick Underwood, who passed away today or yesterday, Pete Robinson, keyboards, and the late great Johnny Gustafson, bass. He played in Roxy Music and all sorts of outfits. So I think Peter Robinson's still around. This simple band, vocals, bass, guitar, John Gustafson, Pete Robinson keyboards, Mick Underwood drums, just for a three-piece. They're up there, the famous three pieces that blow five-piece bands away, like Cream, the Hendrix Experience, the Jam. People forget how good the Jam rhythm section was. There's something about when you get three guys, they just put in that extra effort, and this is one of those three-piece groups that sound like they sound bigger than three blokes, but there's such good songs on here. Side 1, Entropy, which is sort of like an intro that gets you into it. It's very organ heavy, this. It's organ. If you love Hammond organ, let me tell you, there are guests on here, violins and things like that. Paul Buckmaster is my favourite arranger. The only Elton John album I own is Madman Across the Water. I don't like the album, but I really like that track Tiny Dancer because Paul Buckmaster's arrangement for that, with strings and all that was just stunning. Anyway, this is a beautifully produced album. It should have been a #1 worldwide. But, better than Deep Purple, just better. Okay, they haven't got Gillan's screeching vocals, which are fantastic in Deep Purple. They haven't got Richie Blackmore, but by God, they don't need them because this stomps when it wants to, it moves. Side 1, Entropy, leads into it. Then comes Black Sheep of the Family. Now, I think Rainbow covered that. Most people know it from, they don't realise it. This was originally on this album. Post-War Saturday Echo, good Lord knows, is one of those beautiful songs, a bit like God Only Knows by Brian Wilson in a way, and Up on the Ground. Side 2, Gemini, Make Up Your Mind, and that was Laughing Tackle, which is, and then Entropy, which is Reprise, it leads in on side 1 with Entropy, and then it leads out on side 2. It's just beautiful. It's just great. This thing kicks butt, but it also has beautiful balladry on it. So it's just a really terrific album. Um, if anyone ever wants to get the best vinyl version of this, and trust me, the CDs just don't match up at all in any shape or form, because when the tapes became so mistreated that it's a sad story. This is worth its weight in gold to me, because this was issued just a few years after the original, which came out in 1970. I seem to remember, and so I think this is 76. So it's still all analog. So if you're after the one and only Quatermass album, I highly, highly recommend this. R.I.P. Mick Underwood. It's just been a pretty bad week for good and great musicians leaving us. So let's hope that's not too many more. Give us a break. Give us a break, God. Okay, take care.